Hello and welcome back to my channel. So if this is the first time, welcome. What I do is every week just kind of talk about stuff as a middle-aged person, Gen X, call it what you will, trying to improve career, lifestyle, side hustles, etc. So if that interests you, subscribe, and if not, just listen anyway. So two things this week have kind of made me think about the age group, stuff, life, call it what you will. So the first one is, so I was looking through YouTube, as I always do, and I fell upon a lady called Dodash. Now, for those who aren't aware of this lady, Dodash, who used to work for DoorDash, has blown up on the internet in the last 2-3 months. Even though she's had her channel for probably about 4 years, I think it is. And her early videos were all about working for DoorDash, and I'm sure there's a market for that kind of thing. But the more recent ones have been all about her trying to, I guess, move away from DoorDash and monetize on YouTube, and basically say that as a, in her case, 50-something-year-old person, it should be a possibility. Too many people give up on the idea of the new technology, newfangled ways of doing things, because they think they're too old. And so she has basically almost spawned, I won't say a movement, but there seem to be loads of videos talking about her, which I'm just doing now. So yeah, I guess she's kind of an inspiration. And admittedly, she's been at this game in some shape or form for 4 years. So this is not a overnight success. It's a 4-year overnight success. But what she's showing is you don't have to be young. You don't have to be Gen Z. You don't have to be a young millennial. You can be 40, 50, 60 making money online, or certainly having a presence online. Even if you're not making money, you can still do this. You know, I don't expect this channel to blow up in any way, shape or form. What I did this initially to do was to practice in front of the camera and also have this as a recording for me to look back on in 6 months' time to see how I've progressed. And I'd like to think I have kind of progressed. Some of my videos are quite stilted, you know, still quite robotic, but it's for me to view this and learn from. As I say, I'm only doing this for myself. In a selfish way, I'm doing these videos so that I can look back on it. If anybody else views it, perfect. And if anybody else takes up the challenge to try this themselves, video themselves, play it back to themselves, put themselves out there, perfect. But for me, you know, it's just really initially to learn a bit about myself. So Dodash is a modern day flag bearer for the Gen X generation who want to at least show that YouTube and all of this social media world is valid and viable for them. Now, the second thing that I fell upon was the Forbes 50 YouTubers, as in the top YouTubers, according to Forbes, based on different criteria: money, obs, engagement. I don't know the other criteria, can't remember it, couldn't be bothered. But I looked down the list. You know, you had the obvious Mr. Beast, you had the Jake Pauls of this world, etc., etc. And I looked at the 50 of them, and I think there's only probably about 1, maybe 2, that could be potentially millennials and above. Everybody else, Gen Z, young millennial, young. And that's fine. You know, at the end of the day, you know, people are making millions out of YouTube, and, you know, if they are young, so be it. But ultimately, I just want to say, the internet isn't just for young people. YouTube is not just for young people. We can all benefit from in terms of using it to learn stuff, using it to express ourselves, using it to connect with people, different people around the world with different points of view. So YouTube is great from that perspective. The fact that it seems to be marketed as this thing for younger people, or maybe people of a certain age, of a certain vintage, don't perceive themselves as the target, either the target audience or the target actors, if that's the right phrase. So I'm just here to say we can all make the most of YouTube, both as a learning device or learning tool about life, about skills, about whatever, but also as a way to express ourselves. Yeah, I like that. Anyway, so that's really what I had to say today. Again, this channel hasn't blown up, and that's fine. And I know I can do many things better in terms of the production values, having a script, having taken a lot of time to put it together. But that's not really the point. The point is I just want to be able to practice in front of this camera, and hopefully, every week, if I try and tweak something to kind of make it a bit more interesting, a bit more attractive to an audience, then maybe over time it can build some form of audience or some form of traction, and maybe monetize 1 year. 1 year? Yeah. Like DoorDash 4 years' time. Yeah, that's fine. But maybe that would be the case. But the reality is, this is, as I've said before, this is for me to practice. This is for me to express myself. And I think we should all have these kind of outlets. Again, this is not purely for the young people. I'm making it sound like I'm a granddad or something, but you know what I mean. It's for everybody to express themselves, because it's all about democratizing the masses. We can all have our voices heard. We can all, if we put ourselves in the right spot, if we put in the work, if we do the research, if we produce the correct product, we can all monetize. We can, if we are properly focused. I honestly think we can all monetize. Admittedly, there's 1,000,001 videos on YouTube, many millions of videos on YouTube, 1,000,001 YouTube people, but there's always going to be a way in which to monetize. Yes, okay, so I'll stop here, and feel free to comment below if this resonates with you. If you've seen the DoorDash videos, tell me your thoughts and whether you think she appeals to you in terms of what she's doing, or do you just think it's another flash in the pan? There's always going to be flavors of the month. Maybe it's going to be another hot tour type situation, although she seems to have done all right out of it. Or there's been so many kind of flashes in the pan. Who knows? DoorDash might have some longevity. And I think from a Gen X perspective, we want people like that to have longevity, because she represents what a lot of us would like to be able to do. And a lot of us feel. We don't want to feel that we are over the hill. We want to feel that we have value still in society, in life, in the modern world. So yeah, subscribe, comment, reach out. Over and out.